Carl, my dear Crown Prince, we finally meet again. You know, I once looked at you and saw the future of psychoanalysis. I thought you would be the Joshua to my Moses, leading us into the promised land. But instead, you chose to stab me in the back. Why, Carl? I did not stab you, Sigmund. I simply outgrew you. A plant cannot stay in the same small pot forever, or its roots will choke. Your version of psychoanalysis became a prison. You wanted me to be a follower, but I needed to be an explorer. An explorer? You drifted away from the solid ground of science into the swamp of mysticism. You traded clinical observation for horoscopes and spirits. You embarrassed our movement in front of the scientific world, and you embarrassed the human soul by reducing it to nothing but biology. You look at a cathedral and see only a pile of stones. I look at it and see the desire to reach the heavens. You cannot cure a patient if you don't understand their need for meaning. Meaning? Let us be honest. What you call meaning is usually just disguised libido. Everything goes back to the primal drive. The infant's desire for the mother, the jealousy of the father. We are animals driven by the pleasure principle. Why are you so afraid to admit that we are beasts?
Because we are not just beasts.
This is where you are wrong. You think libido is only biological desire. I say libido is psychic energy. It drives us to create art, to build civilizations, to write poetry. If you reduce Da Vinci's art to his repressed impulses, you destroy the art. I destroy nothing. I reveal the roots. You want to ignore the roots because they are uncomfortable. Look at the Oedipus complex. Every boy subconsciously wants to replace his father to possess his mother. It is the core of our neurosis. You deny this because you cannot face your own dark nature. I deny it because it is your story, not everyone's story. The Oedipus complex might explain your issues with your father, Sigmund, but it does not explain the history of mankind. You are obsessed with the personal unconscious, the trash bin of our own forgotten memories. But I found something deeper. Deeper? What is deeper than one's own repressed memories? The collective unconscious. Imagine a library that we all inherit at birth. It contains the memories of our ancestors, the instincts of the species. It is not personal, it is shared. That is why a man in Europe and a man in Asia can dream of the same symbols without ever meeting. This is exactly what I mean. Inherited memories? Shared libraries? This is occult nonsense. Science deals with what we can prove, what we can touch. You are talking about ghosts. Show me this collective unconscious under a microscope. You cannot see gravity under a microscope, yet you see the apple fall. Look at the archetypes, the hero, the wise old man, the great mother. These figures appear in the myths of every culture in history. Why? Because they are hardwired into our brains. You study the dreamer. I study the dream of humanity. Myths are just the hallucinations of primitive people. And religion, that is the biggest hallucination of all. It is a universal neurosis. Humans are scared children, so they invent a giant father figure in the sky called God to protect them. It is a delusion we must cure. If it is a delusion, why does the soul get sick without it? I have treated hundreds of patients, Sigmund. The ones who lost their connection to the divine, to the myth. They fell apart. You want to kill God to make man rational. But if you kill God, man will just worship the state, or money, or his own ego. Better to face a harsh truth than to live a comforting lie. You offer them opium, I offer them surgery. You want to keep them asleep in a fairyland. I want to wake them up to the cold reality of nature. That is maturity. Maturity is integration, not amputation. You want to cut off the spiritual part of man. I want to make him whole. Look at the shadow. We all have a dark side. You tell people to analyze it and fear it. I tell them to acknowledge it and accept it. If you fight your shadow, it controls you. Accept the shadow. Dangerous advice. If we accept our dark impulses, civilization collapses. We need rules. We need repression. Civilization is built on the suppression of instincts. If we let the ID run wild, we will destroy each other. Depression is a ticking time bomb. Look at Europe right now. We are on the brink of war because we repressed our aggression instead of understanding it. You think you are saving civilization, but by denying the spiritual, you are creating a void. And demons fill the void. Let's talk about your methods. Dreams. When a patient tells me a dream, I look for the disguise. I look for the shameful secret they are hiding. You treat dreams like they are messages from an oracle. Because they are. Dreams are not just hiding things. They are trying to tell us something. If you dream of a snake, it's not just an anatomical symbol, Sigmund. It can represent transformation, healing, or danger. You reduce every symbol to biology. I expand every symbol to meaning. You expand it until it bursts into nothingness. You are a mystic, Carl, not a doctor. You missed the chance to be a scientist. You chose popularity over truth. And you chose dogma over discovery. You built a magnificent house, Sigmund, but you live entirely in the basement. I am climbing to the roof to see the stars. The stars are cold and distant. The basement is where the fire is. You will realize one day, Carl, that looking up makes you dizzy. Looking down keeps you grounded. Perhaps. But I would rather be dizzy from the height than suffocate in the dark. Then go, climb your tower. But remember who gave you the ladder. Without me, you would just be another country doctor in Switzerland. I will never forget the ladder, Sigmund. But a ladder is meant to be climbed, not worshipped. Goodbye, Professor.
Freud continued to dig into our past and our instincts, while Jung looked forward to our potential and our soul. Now the question is for you. Which approach resonates with your life? Are you a realist like Freud, who believes we must control our inner beast? Or are you a visionary like Jung, who believes we must find our personal myth? Let us know in the comments, Team Freud or Team Jung? If you enjoyed this battle of minds, you must watch our previous debate, Nietzsche versus Plato. See how the philosophy of the West clashed just as hard as the psychology of the modern age. Click the video on your screen now. Don't forget to subscribe to Dialogue with History. Until next time.